Time for more metal promos. I don't even know where to start. Let's start with this one I chose at random. So,
if it's deathcore,
it's a picture of one guy in front of some wood paneling. All right, and it says Awesome Nostalgie is available for. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong part. All right.
Oh.
Artist, Autumn Nostalgie. Release, Ataraxia. Label, Northern Silence Productions. Release date, October 29th, 2021. Genre, post-black metal. Country, Slovakia. Format, digital, CD, and cassette. So, yeah, I like how they didn't bother with words. They're just like, here's all the information. All right, so then there's a couple blurbs. Back in 2010, Mastermind Gergely Almase formed Autumn Nostalgia as a solo project from the ashes of the dark ambient project VACATED Erdo. I apologize, my Slovakian isn't up to snuff. So, for 10 years, almost nothing has been released until 2020. The debut album, S.A.S. Percipi, came out, receiving much praise from fans and critics alike. The sophomore album, Ataraxia, is ideologically a continuation of the debut, although it tries to interpret the raised philosophical and metaphysical problems from other points of view. Musically, it is closest to atmospheric post-black metal. In 2021, Josef Nagy joined Autumn Nostalgie as a permanent drummer. That's it. So it's a guy who does guitar and vocals, and then a guy who does drums.
So Metal Archives has this as lyrical themes. I actually kind of like the aesthetics of the band. Like
the album cover appears to be like a play.
Yeah,
you know, with some prop trees and a woman holding a cardboard sun and some faces, some like Greek faces at the bottom.
I'm definitely I'm curious when I see this. So the lyrical themes listed are nostalgia, death, and solipsism, which is a weird one. A solipsism is a weird lyrical theme. I don't know how you write more than one song on solipsism.
Well, that's probably all you need. So this is available at autumnnostalgie.bandcamp.com. That's spelled AUTUMNNOSTALGIE. There you go.
This will appeal. Our previous roundup, I said that one-man bands tend to appeal to me, and even though this is, I guess, a two-man band, I'm still curious due to it being kind of a largely one-man band.
I'll give it half an ear.
An ear and a half.
We average 1 ear apiece then.
I do think it's funny that he used to be in a band called Vinterskog, which almost feels like an anagram of Vintersorg. So I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's not, but it almost feels like one.
All right, moving right along. Finnish metal band WILDFIRE released today their new video for Serenity. I like how they worded that as if it's German. You know, that's where, if you were speaking German, that's where you'd put today. In English, you'd probably stick it at the beginning or the end, but whatever.
I have a very important question before we go any further. WILDFIRE. How many Y's in this name?
0.
Boo.
Yeah.
All right, Finnish
0
metal
ears.
band WILDFIRE released today their new video for Serenity. You can watch, link in the description. Serenity is about reaching levels of insanity that it becomes almost serenity. The world is in turmoil, and so is WILDFIRE's lineup. But hope that we can gather some levels of sanity and organize some dark group for the trips to the abyss and back. The band is still planning to release an album next year with some help and ideas of session musicians. Serenity was taken from their latest EP, Dark Illusions. Lineup. This guy.
Is that Einstein?
His name is Velo. It's a guy sitting on a like one of those kind of banquet chairs, you know.
Okay.
You'd get at a wedding venue, and he's wearing a suit and tie, and it appears he has something on his head. And all right. So anyway, it's wildfire3.bandcamp.com.
I sort of get the impression that this is probably a band that's in the really early stages, because they have one EP. If you go into Metal Archives, they have no members listed. There's no formed in, years active, which is, Metal Archives is usually pretty comprehensive about that sort of thing. So the logo is not great. It's the only thing I will say based on the limited info that I have.
Nice. All right, let's round this out. Oh, how many ears are you going to give it? Ears.
One-ish. One.
I'll give it half an ear. I'll be in the room while it's playing.
Yeah, maybe I'm a half ear. I just don't really see much yet.
Matt's a bit late.
2 ears.
2 ears.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think you guys are downplaying the amount of creativity, thought, and work that went into this gentleman's project.
Have you seen his album cover? That's all.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking about.
All right, last one. I dug up an old one we missed before. Servant signs with Black Sunset, and their debut album will be out in November. So by the time this airs, it's probably out. German black metalers Servant have signed with Black Sunset /MDD and present Blessed by the Light of 1,000 Stars, an impressive and incredibly mature debut album which stylistically undoubtedly stands on the shoulders of the great Scandinavian black metal bands. The 9-song album will be released on 26 November 2021. On it, the band pulls out almost all the stops of the stylistic means available to the genre, and does not also renounce bombastic passages with choirs, keyboards, and orchestral support, as well as parts that are deliberately kept raw and monotonous. That's what it says. All right, and then auf Deutsch, Servant, unterschreiben by Black Sunset debut am 26 November. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Well, keep going. I like that.
All right.
It's a little overwrought.
All right, here we go. Die deutschen Black Metaler von Servant haben bei Black Sunset /MDD unterschreiben und legen mit Blessed by the Light of 1,000 Stars und beeindruckendes und unglaublich ausgereiftes Debütalbum vor, welches
Get a fucking word for debut album, German.
zweifellos auf den Schultern auf der großen skandinavischen Black Metal Band steht.
Damn.
Keep going?
So no.
All right.
Veto.
What's auf Deutsch? What's Veto auf Deutsch? The artwork, I don't know what's going on with this artwork. It's not very black metal.
It looks like
not.
no.
Everything about this is so extremely black metal, including the band photo with them in corpse paint and the cobwebby-ish pointy logo.
Oh,
But,
yeah. They look like,
I can't really. I don't know.
looks like Abath. How do you pronounce his name?
Yes.
It's just so overwrought. Everything about it is so overwrought. Like the titles of everything, but then I love almost all the stops. Like we could have done everything.
Yeah, despite all
We
of
held
the
back.
they specifically held back some of the stops.
Okay, there's a website called the Daily WTF, which is that right? It's like a code, like a bad code website. So every day there's like some story about some bad piece of programming.
Oh, I wonder if I've made it in there.
Well, there's one story that I recall reading about a performance increase loop. So apparently there was some project or product that was relatively successful, but they would have this number that they would decrement in order to increase responsiveness between releases, so that they could be like, look how much better it performs now. Yeah, we did a lot of optimizations. So they were deliberately hamstringing themselves so that they had something to point to in the future. And that's what pulling out almost all the stops feels like. You know what I mean? It's like I saw there were a lot better things we could have done here, but
Way to link it back to programming, Mike. That's great. All right, this has been another Metal Promo Roundup. Wait, did you give it ears? I'll give it 1 ear. Black metal, almost all the stops. That could be great.
I'll give it 2 ears, actually. I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Give it 1 1/8 of an ear.
Ooh.
1/8. That's like a lobe, right?
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Well, you can't listen with 1/8 of an ear. I mean, at some point you actually have like the mechanisms to hear something with 1/8 of an ear.
I mean, if you had your can on the 1/8 of your ear, you could still probably hear something.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
Not much bass though, but it's black metal, so you don't need any bass. All right, that wraps it up for whatever metal promo roundup this has been. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, everyone. On the radio and the internet.
Oh, and their website was facebook.com/servantmagic with a CK.
Or servantmagic.computer.
Computer. I was alone with the twatters.